America's 50-year-old love affair with the automobile has made drag racing the nation's fastest-growing sport. Drag racing is the most dramatic test of automotive perfection, and the 10th annual NHRA Nationals, held at Indianapolis Raceway Park, were the greatest drag races in the history of the event. Tech inspection begins early Wednesday. The Speedway Shopping Center's king-sized parking lot was used to handle the mass of cars and people. 1,250 hot rods, stock models, and sports cars were inspected and placed into one of 73 classifications. Stock and sports cars are classified by car weight, divided by advertised horsepower. Competition cars are classed by a weight to cubic inch ratio. For the competitors, this is only the first of many long lines. In drag racing, preparing to run is measured in days, weeks, even months. The actual runs are measured in seconds and fractions of seconds. Hurry up and wait. That's the name of the game. But the work of the veteran NHRA inspection team is enormous and vital. The sheer weight of the logistics involved is enough to stagger the imagination. 1,250 entries and the 7,500 contestants and crew members make inspection and classification at the Nationals unique in automotive performance events. While some cars are rejected, this year's entries are the best prepared cars brought to any Nationals. Having passed inspection and classification, your entry is official, and you're the proud bearer of the contestant and crew stickers. With the auto-laden shopping center behind, competition cars enter the pit gate. There are new cars, fresh from the drawing board, ready to make their first runs. Others are proven performers, seeking another top eliminator crown. Mechanically, you try to pick up where you left off at home. Stock cars enter their private gate and head for their pits. When you feel you're ready to hit the strip, you line up again. This particular line winds up at the staging area, where hard-working officials sort and shuffle the cars into proper lanes. When staging control calls for your special class, you want to be there. There are 1,249 other guys and gals just as anxious to test the traction of Raceway's new blacktop. And this is the moment supreme. (1,816 timed runs will be made today. Back at the shopping center, they're still coming in, and will be for 3 days. The tech inspectors continue their search for safety and strict adherence to the rule book. Drag racing is a form of automotive togetherness, a fun activity shared by the whole family. It's a team effort where each individual role contributes to the victory, the excitement, or the bitter disappointment of the day. The inspection area itself is an adventure in mechanical design, ingenuity, and workmanship. And there are other attractions to watch. Winning cars are carefully weighed twice, during classification and after the winning race. And they better weigh the same. Before he arrived at Indianapolis, Don Garlits and his famous Dodge-powered Winds Jammer have thrown the challenge to the Fueler field. Earlier in the month, Don cracked the 200-mile barrier, the 4-minute mile of drag racing. His history-making run was clocked at 201.34 miles per hour, and the elapsed time was 7.78 seconds. But before any new speed records can be set, time seems to stand still for those not yet officially qualified as contestants. Move them up. Head for the next line. Push and push some more. For a sport that's appraised in horsepower, there's sure a lot of back and foot power involved. While both the stock and hot car pits are beehives of activity, those ready to run are heading for the strip. The tower at the starting line is the control center. A network of electronic equipment is used to ensure infallible accuracy in timing a drag race. As the cars move toward the starting line, the equipment is reset, ready to time the next run. With cars properly positioned, the anticipation starter, the Christmas tree, comes on. On the green go signal, they start, breaking the starting line electric I-beams, which start the time clocks. 1,320 feet later, the cars break the finish line electric I-beams, stopping the time clocks. The elapsed time between the two light beams is measured to within 1/10,000th of a second. Lane lights quickly show the spectators the winning lane. On Friday, Connie Kalita blisters the strip with a sensational run of 200 miles per hour, the first double-century performance in the 10-year history of the Nationals. Kalita has provided proof positive that only record-shattering efforts will get the job done this year. Meanwhile, the constant tuning and last-minute adjustments continue. If you run out of daylight, it's back to the motel for night work. This crew pulled an engine and installed a new one to get ready for tomorrow's class runoffs. When you've come this far, you don't let a sick engine keep you off the strip. Dave Strickler gets set for the A Factory Experimental Class event. This class features those entries with limited production and special performance options. Strickler slams through the gears. And the Dodge takes the AFX crown. Wally Parks, NHRA president, asks Big Daddy Garlits about the combination he'll use in his quest for his first top eliminator title.
Now, Don, to say hello and congratulations and all those good things that are due to you for what you've been accomplishing. Wonder if you'd give us a little bit of a rundown here on some of the things that you think have contributed most to the new sensational performance that you've been getting out of this little machine here just in the last few months.
Well, Wally, it's a pleasure being here, as it is for the last couple of years. We've been taking in the national drags up here at Indianapolis. It's a really big show, and it's the greatest spectacle in drag racing, no doubt. And about 2 months ago, we got an idea on these cars and the tires and everything that maybe the drag racing had kind of stalemated and everything got in a rut. So we made a lot of radical changes, and it just seemed to be in the right direction. It's a tire, blower, compression ratio, fuel combination that has contributed to these phenomenal 200-mile-an-hour times.
Sunday. Almost 50,000 drag racing fans jam Indianapolis Raceway Park to witness the action-packed trophy runs. Sam Perriott, age 62, takes the AA modified sports car title with a 10.41 ET, top speed 147.54. Maynard Rupp and the Logie Stamping Streamliner number 18 and Bernie Regals meet for the A-Fuel Dragster Trophy. But Rupp starts too soon and fouls. The A and B Speed Shop rail is the winner. Here's the 1964 rematch of last year's top race between Ohio's George Montgomery in the light blue supercharged A Gasser and California's Stone, Woods and Cook. Montgomery takes it again this year. The Hill and Zartman C Gasser in lane number 1 battles Larry Teeter's beautiful maroon car in lane number 2. Teeter wins the close race. In lane number 1, it's the orange pickup of Eugene Chumbella, Culver City, California, against Jack Merkel from Ridgewood, New York, for the B Supercharged Gas Honors. Merkel quickly leaves his challenger behind, and 10.54 seconds later, wraps up the class title. In the C Dragster competition, number 139 went across the line, stopped. John Lundberg, the voice of the drag strip, describes the action.
Fantastic operation. The crowd is really behind this guy. Pushing his car all the way down the quarter mile by hand. And believe me, that 1,400 to 1,500 pounds of that car is going to be awfully heavy by the time he gets to the end of the quarter mile. He's moving towards the finish line now, and in just a second the wind light should go on saying he's completed the quarter mile. Elapsed time 218 seconds.
Bud Fauble has 2 new Dodges ready for the Superstock automatic runoff. Dick Landy gets set to roll his Hemi head Dodge. The lawyer, Al Ekstrand, will pilot a new Plymouth. And the crowd eagerly awaits their favorites, the big stockers to hit the strip. 8 Dodges, 7 Plymouths, and 1 Ford make up the first round. Fauble in lane number 1 battles another Dodge, Frank Perry's Guzzler. And Fauble wins at 11.73, 125.34 miles per hour. Paul Russo in the red Plymouth eliminates Arlen Banky in lane number 1. As Color Me Gone and the Lawman come to the line. Linda Moog fouls, and Al Ekstrand strokes it to move to the next round. Dick Landy's California Dodge beats Bill Hannion's Plymouth. Forrest Pitcock's Golden Commando makes the next round an all Mopar show as he shuts off the Bob Showcross Ford. Charlie Smith and his injected Altered are pushed to the line for the trophy run. Charlie slams the door on the good neighbor policy as he beats Bill Kidd from London, Ontario, Canada. Chuck Seabrook in lane number 1 fouls, and Kay Sissel of Rosemead, California in lane number 2 becomes the D Altered King. For top AA Street Roadster honors, it's the Ventura Motor Olds Powered Machine against the Yellow Jack 2 from New Jersey in lane number 2. Dick Gazen wins in lane number 1 for the Ventura crew. Jack Chrisman drives the crowd-pleasing Saxon Sun-blown Mercury Comet running in B Fuel Dragster class. As the shifty doctor Jack Watson catches the action. The Superstock Automatics return for the semifinals and the trophy run. It's Plymouth against Plymouth as Dan Smoker's Big Red loses to the Golden Commando from Detroit. The Candy Stripe Ram Chargers Dodge, driven by Jim Thornton, takes on Paul Russo's Plymouth. Thornton wins it with a top speed of 128.93 miles per hour and an 11.26 ET, and moves into the finals against the Golden Commando, driven by Pitcock. Pitcock in lane number 2 is first out of the hole, but the Commando red-lighted, and the Dodge takes the trophy run. Meanwhile, the dragster pit area is still the world's busiest open-air garage. As he does before every race, Don Garlits adds a can of Wins friction proofing to his oil. Don knows that Wins treats the metal inside his engine, smoothing and sealing the moving parts. He knows winds will prevent stuffing and scoring and enable him to get maximum effective power from his engine. This year, dragster drivers are required to pass a driver's test and receive a special driver's license before they can compete. A succession of class winners delight the eager fans. The AA gas dragsters are next on the line. Roy Davis in lane number 1 meets Ron Abbott in lane number 2. Davis puts Abbott on the trailer with an ET of 8.72 seconds. In the trophy run, Roy Davis in the near lane meets Pete Robinson from Atlanta. Davis blows, and Sneaky Pete's the victor. Staging control calls for the Super Stockers. Butch Leal, the California youngster, takes on the High Risers Thunderbolt. Watch it! And Leal moves into the finals. Don Turner and the Ed Martin Thunderbolt whip the Al Swenson entry. And Don gets his chance against Leal. But Butch Leal grabs the win with an elapsed time of 11.76. Don Garlits checks the strip and running conditions as the call goes out for the fabulous AA fuel competition. This is what the crowd has been waiting for. 17 of the nation's best cars answer the first round call and set the stage for the cliff-hanging races that follow. In lane number 1, Wiley Fallon and the Shreveport Dragway Special challenged Don Garlits. Fallon counted the yellow lights, but never saw the green. He fouls as Garlits covers the quarter mile in 7.80 seconds. Joe Schubeck in the far lane and Jim Dunn in the near lane as a slow-motion camera records the start line drama. Schubeck backs off to regain control, but wins as Davis blows in the lights. Kalitta's blown Chrysler, the Bounty Hunter, returns to face colorful Eddie Hill from Texas in lane number 2. Connie lights the fuse and blasts into the finals against Garlits. The Garlits crew hustles to clean off the tires, while Connie calmly rides in as though he's off to the corner drugstore. Together, they move to the line. Christmas tree starts the countdown, and they're off. At the halfway point, they're side by side. Garlits wins with an ET of 7.77 and a speed of 198.22 from a standing start. Burning Regal from Malden, Massachusetts, receives the A-Fuel Dragster Trophy, awarded to all 73 class winners. The class winners shared in more than $44,000 in cash and prizes. Joe Davis of San Jose, California, takes home the Double B altered loop. Dick Thornton of the Ram Chargers receives congratulations and awards on his super stock automatic victory. Dave Weber and the Pussycat from Cleveland, Ohio, takes B competition honors, and Sam Cunningham's Corvette is the top C modified sports car. Monday, final eliminations day. 126,000 people in 5 days have filed through the spectators' gates to watch the cars blast down the quarter mile. The 1,250 entries will be down to 6 major eliminator winners after today's runs. The handicap system goes into operation today. Each set of lights on the Christmas tree can be controlled independently, allowing the slower car a head start. Handicaps are based on the difference in class national records. First up is the Street Eliminator event. George Montgomery's A-Gas Supercharged versus Dave Strickler's AFX winner. Strickler gets the head start. Montgomery chases him. And Montgomery blasts by to win. In the final, it's 930 Ralph Holloman and his C-modified production class leader against Lunati. Joe Lunati from Memphis takes a quick lead and becomes the street eliminator for 64. Here's John Lundberg again.
Here's the competition eliminator final. The supercharged, fuel-injected Chevrolet Fiat of Davis and Ingram against Charlie Smith's plain vanilla Chevy. Here we go. Charlie Smith is going to have a chance to come from the rear. Davis and Ingram still out of the lead. Charlie Smith coming on.
Charlie Smith from Oklahoma City accepts the competition eliminator awards. John Callender in lane number 1 and Phil Chisholm meet for the junior stock crown. Callender reached the finish line first, but topped his own national record by more than the allowable 1/10 of a second. Junior stock eliminator honors are awarded to Phil Chisholm. The stockers move to the line for the second round eliminations. The Golden Commando in lane 2 moves first, followed by the Ram Chargers. But Pitcock cuts the green too close, and Thornton wins with an 11.40 ET and a top-end speed of 128.20. Jerry Austin in lane 2 and Roger Lindemood in lane 1 bring the second round to a close. Austin leads the length of the strip, but is fouled and Color Me Gone advances. As the stockers head back to the staging lanes, the top gas eliminator finalists arrive. Goldhoff in lane number 1 moves first with a beautiful start, but Collette opens some daylight and hits the finish line first with an 8.49 ET and a top speed of 182.54. Collette moves into the final against Pete Robinson.
Pete Robinson going hard. Gordy Collette takes it.
Gordon Collette of Portsmouth, Ohio, is the top gas eliminator at the Nationals. He takes home the trophy, a new Mustang, cash, and other valuable prizes. Barbara and Wally Parks watch the awards presentation as the stock third round gets underway. Jim Thornton, with an ET of 11.49, sends John Dallafure home early. Roger Lindemood and Dick Landy roll to the line. And Color Me Gone lives up to its name.
Now at the present time,
Thornton defeated Fauble, and Lindemood made a single run, and the stage was set for an all-Dodge final.
In the semi-final round, the Ram Chargers ran 11:31, and Color Me Gone ran 11:45. The next sound you will hear will be that of the Mr. Stock Eliminator Run here at Indianapolis Raceway Park. Out of the chute they go. It's the good start. Color Me Gone to the green. We could have an upset. It's Color Me Gone in the lead. The Ram Chargers coming on hard. The winner is Color Me Gone. The Color Me Gone Dodge won it. A big upset in the crowd.
And Dodge, for the second consecutive year, is the top stock car at the Nationals. Driver Roger Lindemood and owner-mechanic Dick Branster reap the rewards of victory. Connie Coletta leads off the top fuel parade, followed by Bobby Bodnick, Norm Weekly, Tom Huber, Joe Schubeck, Maynard Rupp, George Vann, and Garlits. All have qualified in the 7-second bracket. Included in the first round was the Hoover versus Coletta match.
Tom Hoover against Connie Coletta.
Tom Hoover wins. But the rest of the story is being told in the pits. The first round runs have taken their toll. 3 of the 4 semifinalists are in the pits for repairs and may never return to the strip again today. Joe Schubeck must replace a rear end. The frantic 4, Weekly, Rivero, Fox, and Holding, have stripped number 71 down to the bare chassis. Tom Hoover blew an engine on the win over Coletta. Williams joins the other 3 in the pits after a tremendous solo run with a $half size hole in one of the big pistons. Crew members are joined by competitors. Everyone in the pits offers whatever is needed: tools, parts, or a strong back. After 5 wild days, they're still building cars at the Nationals. Only Jack Williams makes the call to challenge Garlits and the Windjammer within the allotted time.
It's close. Winner at the end of the quarter mile. Don Garlits wins it. Don Garlits wins it. And the crowd goes wild.
He was definitely ahead. And then all of a sudden, the baby came on and said, zap, you know, half a car.
Zap, half a car. And that's the story of drag racing. Well said by Don Garlits. Zap, it was half a car.
Big Daddy's record-shattering run is a fitting climax to this, the 10th annual NHRA National Championship Drag Races.